What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Derick Johnson. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to take total control of your life. If you don't mind hitting like and subscribe, it really helps the algorithm. Turn on the notifications so you're notified every time I drop a video, which is every Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get started. So the main way that you'll have total control of your life is to control your state. Control your state on a daily basis. If you think of the most confident, the most certain people that you know, or even people that you've seen on TV, whether it's pro athletes, celebrities, people that have major podcasts, they always have great poise, they always have good confidence, conviction, and certainty about the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, and just their aura and their energy. It does not mean you have to be the loudest in the room. We're not saying that, but I guarantee you've been in a room where somebody walks in and all eyes turn to look at that person. Even if that person is a male or a female or short or tall or has clothes on or doesn't have clothes on, like whatever the case may be, it is all about energy and frequency. So your cheat code to controlling your life and controlling your destiny is going to be, most importantly, to control the state that you're in most often. Control the state that you're in most often. So what your state consists of are three things: your physiology, your focus, and your language. Your physiology, your focus, and your language. So we're going to start with number one. Your physiology is going to be your body language, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself. If you've seen a nervous person, you know they normally have slumped over shoulders, which gives them shortness of breath. They also look very timid, and it all shows in their body language, their physiology, their posture, and all that. People can feel that. So somebody that is very uncertain, people will less likely or little to no times follow this person in life, on a path, on a mission, on a journey, or even believe in their ideas, because number one, their physiology is off, so the trust factor is not really there. So it all starts from within, making sure that you're carrying yourself in a powerful way. So something to always keep in mind is the state that you're in most often becomes your default setting. The state that you're in most often becomes your default setting. What I mean by that is, let's just say, example, you wake up predominantly in an angry mood and you always have high anger or high anxiety. And that's normally how you go throughout the day. We all have a family member, or you might currently be that person, but we all have a family member who's always in an agitated mood, angry, annoyed, pissed off, sad, just not positive, not empowering, and really not somebody you want to be around, because it's like a cancer being around them. They're going to infect you and they're going to drag you down and pull you down. So making sure that your energy is right and your state is right. So the state that you're in most often becomes your default setting. So the creator of the National Speakers Association, he actually has an interesting quote where he says, adults are walking around with their umbilical cords hanging out, waiting for somebody to plug into. Adults are walking around with their umbilical cord hanging out, waiting for somebody to plug into. People are looking for guidance. People are looking for leaders. People are looking for someone to follow and to be led. They want to be led in a positive and empowering way that's going to impact their lives and be able to help others. But the sad part is, people that do not have control of their state, they will easily be able to be manipulated by the government, by the media outlets, by a celebrity or whoever that's pushing a certain agenda or a thought process. That person is not very certain and not confident, so that person can be considered a sheep from most standards, because that person will listen to people of power, people of authority, people that have some type of credibility in their eyes, so they're going to follow that person. So there was actually a study done where psychologists, they were in New York City, and they had some test people to come to a coffee shop, and the coffee shop was positioned right by a crosswalk. So what they stated was, what you're going to do is, in this first scenario, you're going to walk across the street hesitantly, kind of on edge and really not sure of yourself, and we're going to see how many people follow you when you jaywalk. What jaywalking means is walking on a red light. If you've ever been in New York City, guarantee you've probably crossed the street on the red light, because cars are going, cars are not going, it doesn't matter, we're gonna freaking go. So going back to the example, what they did, testers were in the coffee shop and they were looking at what people did, whether they followed this man, whether they followed this woman, or whether they did not. And the person that was not certain, they did not have a lot of people follow them. Now on the flip side, what they did the next test is, I want you to walk across the street as confidently as possible, like you're on a freaking mission, like you have somewhere to be in 5 minutes. You have to be there, you're running late, you're on a mission to get something done. So what happened in this scenario is nearly every single person that was behind this individual followed them across the street and actually jaywalked. And all this stems back to certainty and the state that that person carried themselves in. So if you know somebody that carries themselves in a high state, they always seem on top of things, they always seem ready to attack goals, to attack life, to conquer their path, that is somebody that people will gravitate towards. And again, the sad part is some people gravitate towards the toxic media, a toxic person, a controlling or manipulative person that just wants power, that acts like a boss, not an actual leader. The word boss gets thrown around on social media, but in terms of real life scenario, you've all had a boss or a manager who just basically talked down to everyone and their energy was off. So making sure that that's not you. Number 2 is focus. So what you focus on most often is going to be things that arise in your life. So if you continuously focus on negativity, your anxiety, your flaws, things you don't like about yourself, your body fat, your belly, whatever that thing is, your lack of funds, your lack of career, anything that you focus on most often is going to control your state. So number 1, if you have bad physiology, you're slumped over and you're thinking negatively, it's going to be nearly impossible to control your state, for your state to be at a high level. A high level meaning confident and certainty. A tip that will help you with focus is to ask yourself, what is the thought that is most predominantly in my head? Is it something about my past that I cannot change? Is it something about a future scenario that I'm creating that I'm stressing about? Or is it something that I'm striving towards? Something that gets me excited, my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, my dream wife, your dream husband, whoever that thing is, whatever that thing is, career, whatever that path is. Is that what's on your mind most often? Or is that mistake you made 3-4 years ago always on your mind? Or that ex, or your lack of finances, or your stress, or that zit on your forehead, whatever the case may be. But whatever you're thinking about most often is gonna control your state. So going back to it, control your physiology, the way you sit, the way you walk, the way you stand, and how you present yourself. Number 2 was your focus. So control what you focus on. Your predominant thoughts, if they are positive and empowering, you will have more control of your mood, your state, your life, and your career. Number 3 is your language. So your language will be your internal dialogue, so what you say to yourself in your head, but also the words that you use to others. If you're like me, you might talk to yourself a lot, out loud. I'm at home, I'm in the car, I'm in the elevator, I talk to myself, I crack jokes. I'm my biggest cheerleader, I'm my biggest fan. It might seem weird to some people, but it has always worked. I wasn't always that way as a teen. I was shy, I was timid. If people know me from school, if you're watching this and you knew me growing up, you know that I was always a quiet kid. But when I got in front of a room to give a presentation or a lecture or something or a speech, I would crush it because another version of me would show up. And I wanted that version to be the person that is always in a social setting. I'm not the loudest, but I own myself, and anybody that owns themselves, they're very secure of themselves, they can own the room without saying a freaking word, without saying a word. And all that starts with the language. So for example, if you have an interview coming up or a big meeting or a first date, what you can do with your language, whether it's out loud or in your head, before you get out of your car, talk to yourself. Imagine version 10.0 of you giving current version of you words of advice. What would he say to you? What would she say to you? What is needed the most right now? That's a way to control that, so by the time that you walk into that room, you feel really good and you're ready to attack, showing up the best version of yourself. People feel that energy, people want to be close to you, and people might potentially buy from you. All right, so Derick, hey, all this sounds great, but what do I do when my state is lacking? What if I feel it's going down? You need a pattern interrupter. What I mean by a pattern interrupter, I want you to think of an air horn. An air horn. It's very annoying, isn't it? Imagine somebody just blows an air horn in your ear. You're gonna jump. That's what you potentially want to do to your brain anytime that you feel your state is lacking. So let's just say, for example, I'm having one of those days, I'm having one of those moments, but I have a sales call, I have a coaching call, I have a meeting, whatever the case may be. Something important is about to happen. I can't show up as a low version of myself because I'm gonna give off that energy, I'm gonna give off that vibration. So what I will do is I will either talk out loud to myself, I will play music, I will remind myself of all the things that I've accomplished, or I will simply bark. Yes, I will simply bark. Barking is the equivalent of an air horn. When you bark, you can get yourself so hyped. So for example, if you do that like 3 to 5 times, you're gonna start getting chills. You can't see it on camera, but my hairs are standing up. That is an instant pattern interrupter. I teach that to a lot of my clients, male and female, and they use this before meetings. They use this before dates, before social settings where they feel very uncomfortable. They'll bark in their car, they'll bark in a closet before they go into a meeting, give a presentation. Another version of themselves shows up because it is an instant pattern interrupter. So what happens is that switch in their mind flips into the best version of themselves and who they actually want to show up as. Nobody wants to show up to the meeting, to the party, to the social setting, to the first date, a low vibrating level. You do not want to show up that version of yourself. So you have to have a pattern interrupter. So you could talk to yourself, you can blast positive music, empowering music, anything that gets you excited. You can dance, you can bark. Another thing you could do is just simply hydrate or get some caffeine if that helps you. It's all about what makes you feel good. Another thing is getting camera ready. Getting camera ready in regards to how do you like your hair? What makes you feel confident? What t-shirt makes you feel good? What dress? What outfit? What color? The way you do your makeup? The way that you do your skin routine? Whatever makes you feel good. There's something that you do to prepare that makes you feel amazing. So something that I like to do, I work out in the morning, and if I have an important meeting, I'll make sure that I shave. Just feel confident. I don't mind scruff every now and then, but I just feel better shaving. Fresh shaven, got my cologne on, playing good music, getting in a good vibe, good energy, and I'm flowing throughout the day. So everything the rest of the day is easy at that point because I crushed the morning workout, I prepared myself in the morning, I did everything to set up my day so I'm happy, so I'm empowered, so I'm in a good state. So anybody that I come into contact with on the phone, via Zoom, or in person, they will feel that energy and vibration. So if we simply interact, when they leave, they're gonna be like, wow, I gained energy from him. So make sure that you're affecting people, not infecting them. Let me say that again. Make sure you're affecting people, not infecting them. Affecting in a positive way, infecting, dragging them down like that fucking cancer, that person that you definitely need to cut out of your life. Don't be that person, because you might be that person for somebody else. To come full circle, state, 3 things: physiology, focus, and language. Have a quick pattern interrupter. A bonus tip on controlling your states is think back when you played sports. If you played sports, there was some pre-game ritual that you probably did to get you into that zone. Maybe you clapped a certain way. Maybe you got yourself hyped up. Maybe you put a hoodie on with headphones on that really got you in the zone. Maybe you prayed. Maybe you just sat there. Maybe you're that type of person who can't sit still. You shake your leg, you got chronic shaking leg syndrome, or you just gotta keep pacing. Some people do that. There's no wrong, there's no right way. It's all about what works best for you. You have to be hyper aware. What makes me feel good? I like this outfit. I like the way I do my hair like this. I do this before I hit a heavy weight in the gym. I feel good doing these things, and I'm ready to attack my path. Because when I show up to this video, to this meeting, whatever that thing is, people will feel that and they'll resonate with you. So you will show up certain, and people are more likely to follow your lead. And hopefully you're leading people in the right way and in a positive and empowering way where they can change their lives. Don't be like that boss that you used to have who spoke down to people, who thought he was above everyone and thought he was just entitled and just smarter than everyone. Even if you presented him or her with a great idea, they spoke down to you because they were always in a bad state. State is everything. State control will control your life. Your state control will control your life. Remember, the state you're in most often becomes your default setting. If you're always feeling down, you're gonna give off the energy. If you're feeling up and excited and just pumped up for life, people will feel that. Also, I guarantee you that you've been in a line at Target, at the gas station, anywhere, and somebody was standing behind you. They did not say a word. but you kept looking back. You kept looking back because you could feel their energy. Their energy was just toxic or dark or very negative. People can feel that. So make sure that you are not that person that's giving off that energy online or in person, because that right there is going to block your blessings. It's going to block opportunities. And if you're in sales, nobody's going to buy from you. If you are in a sales position or you've been asking for a promotion or a raise, if it hasn't happened, guarantee you every time that you ask for the sale, for the meeting, for the raise, whatever that thing is, I guarantee you the reason you did not get it is majority because you did not show up in a powerful state. You showed up kind of timid. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. I hope, I wish, I pray. Yeah, you know. Just that tone of voice that I just used and those words and phrases, that right there shows uncertainty, and you're very unsure of yourself, and nobody's gonna put trust in that person or give that person more responsibilities or even give that person money. Like, why would I trust you to buy your service or product when you seem very unsure of yourself? If you're unsure of yourself, I'm gonna feel that, she's gonna feel that, and he's gonna feel that, and people are gonna start to distance themselves from you. The same thing happens in reverse. When you are sure of yourself, very certain, very confident, and you are in a high emotional state, people will be drawn to you. I appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, click like, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see next. And every single Monday, I will drop a new video. See you on the next one. Have a great day. Thanks again for your time.